Nay, stand and unfold yourself. Long live the king. Bernardo? He. You come most carefully upon your hour. 'Tis now struck 12, yet be to bed, Francisco. For this relief much thank. 'Tis much cold, and I am bitter sick at heart. Have you quiet guard? Not a mouse stirring. Well, good night. If you meet Horatio Marcellus, the rovers of my watch, bid them make haste. Will do. I think I hear them. Stand out! Who's there?
Friends to this ground!
And liegemen to the dame. Give you good night. Oh, farewell, honest soldier, who hath relieved you? Bernard hath relieved me. Give you good night. Bernardo? Say, what, is Horatio here?
A piece of him.
Welcome, Horatio. Welcome, good Marcellus.
What, has this thing appeared again tonight?
I have seen nothing.
Horatio says 'tis but our fantasy, and will not let us believe to take hold of him, touching his dreaded and sight twice seen us. Therefore I have entreated him along with us to watch 3 minutes or to the right, to the night, and if again this apparition come, he may approve our eyes and speak to it.
Tush, tush, 'twill not appear.
Sit down a while, and let us once again assail your ears that are so fortified against our story. We have seen what we for 2 nights have seen.
Well, sit we down, and let us hear Bernardo speak of this.
Last night of all, when yon same star that westward from the pole had made its course to a little part of heaven, where now it burns, Marcellus and myself, the meeting of one,
Peace break thee off, look where it comes again.
in the same figure like the king that's dead.
Thou art a scholar, speak to it, Horatio.
Looks he not like the king? Mark it, Horatio.
Most like, heralds me with fear and wonder.
It would be spoke to.
Speak to it, Horatio.
What art thou that usurp this time of night, together with that fur warlike form in which the majesty of buried Denmark in sometime March? By heaven, I charge thee, speak!
It is offended.
See, it stalks away.
Stay! Speak! Speak! I charge thee, speak!
'Tis gone and will not answer.
How now, Horatio? You tremble and look pale. Is this more than something fantasy? What do you think on it?
For my God, I might not disbelieve without the sensible and true avouch of my own eyes.
Is it not like the king?
As thou art to thyself, such was the very army he had on when he to ambitious Norway combated. So frowned he once when, in an angry parley, he smote the sledded poleaxe on the ice. 'Tis strange.
'Tis twice before in Jump Bandit's dead hour with martial stock he had gone by our watch.
In what particular thought to work I know not, but in the gross and scope of mine opinion, this bodes some strange eruption to our state.
Good, now sit down and tell me that he knows. Why this same strict and most observant watch so nightly toils in subject of the land, and why such daily cast of brazen cannon and foreign mart of implements of war, why such impressive shipwrecks whose sore task does not divine in the Sunday from the week, why must be toward to our sweaty taste? Why might doth make the night joint labor with the day? Who 'tis that can inform me?
That can I. At least the whisper goes now, our last king, whose image even now but appeared to us, was, as you know, by Fortinbras of Norway, thereto pricked on by a most emulate pride, dared to the combat, in which our valiant Hamlet, for those on this side of our own world esteemed him, did slay this Fortinbras, who, by a sealed compact well ratified by law and heraldry, did forfeit, with his life, all those his lands which he stood seized of the conqueror. Again, the which a moiety competent, who was gained by our king, which have returned to the inheritance of Fortinbras, had he the vanquisher, as, by the same covenant and carriage of the article designed, his fell to Hamlet. Now, sir, young Fortinbras of unimproved metal, hot and full, hath on the skirts of Norway here and there, sharked up the list of lawless resolutes for food and diet to some enterprise that hath stomach in it, which is no other, as it doth well appear unto our state, but to recover of us by strong hand and terms compulsory, whose foresaid hands so by his father lost. And this, I take it, is the main motive of our preparations, the source of our watch, and the chief head of this post-haste and rummage in the land.
I think no other, but even so. Well, may it so that this portentous figure comes armed through our watch, so like the king. That was and is the question of these wars.
A moat is to the trouble of mind's eye, in the most high and palsy state of Rome. A little ere the mightiest Julius fell, the grave stood tenantless, and the sheeted dead did squeak and gibber in the Roman sheets, as with the trains of fire and the degs of blood, disasters in the sun, and the most star upon which influence of Neptune's empire stands, was sick almost to doomsday with eclipse, and even like precursor of feared events, as harbingers proceeded to the fates, and prologue and omen coming on, have heaven and earth together demonstrated unto our calamitures and countrymen. But soft, behold, low air comes again. I'll cross it, though it blast me. Stay, illusion! If thou hast any sound or use of voice, speak to me. If there by any good thing to be done that may be thee to ease and grace to me, speak to me. If thou art privy to thy country's fate, which happily foreknowing may avoid, oh, speak! Or if thou hast abhorred in thy life, extorted treasure in the womb of the earth, for which, then say you spirits of walked in death, speak of it! Stay and speak! Stop him, Marcellus!
Shall I strike you with my partition?
Do it if it not stand!
Tis here!
'Tis here!
'Tis gone. We do it wrong, being so majestical. To offer the slow of violence, it is of our air invulnerable, and our veins flow maliciously mockery.
It was about to speak when the cock crew.
And then it started like a guilty thing upon a fearful summons. I have heard the cock, that is the trumpet to the morn, doth with it lofty and shrill, sounding stroke awake the god of the day, and at this warning, whether in sea or fire, in earth or air, the extravagant and erring spirit hies to his confine. And of the truth herein this present object made a probation.
It faded on crowing on of the cock. Some say that ever again the season comes, wherein the Savior's birth is celebrated. The bird drawing singeth shall night long, and then say no spirit dares still abroad. The nights of the wholesome then no planet strike, no fairy takes, nor witch hath power to charm, so hallowed and gracious in that time.
So have I heard, and do in part believe it. But look, the morn in russet mantle clad walks o'er the dew of yon high eastward hill. Break we our watch up, and by my advice, let us impart what we have seen to young Hamlet.
Yes.
Or upon my life, the spirit dumb to us will speak to him. Do you consent we shall acquit him with it, and evil in our loves fitting our duty?
Let's do as I pray. And this morning now, where we shall find him most